Well. Welcome to Down South Football Podcast Live, man. We in the building on this Tuesday night, man, discussing, of course. Hold on. The first college football playoff ranking. I don't care how many years we do this, people. I don't care how many years we talk about this. Every single year, it's always something different. It never fails. It never fails. It never ceases to amaze me, which the college football CFP committee goes by different rules and different things every single year, which that's their right. That's their right. So, but at the same time, man, we got a lot to say. We got a lot to say that we're gonna talk about real quick. But before I get to this point, everybody rubbing their head, man. Hold on.
First time we really speechless about this.
I got you. We're gonna get to it. But in the building, we got our boy, Mr. Chauncey Tuck, Mr. Senator Tuck, who argue about every anything you want to argue about. Tuck will argue about anything. Tuck, what's good with you, man?
Not much, man. I think the initial shock has worn off, and I think I can't calm down a little bit. But hey, that's what we're here for. This is the debate part of it, and that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. And like you said, it's the first one. It's not the last.
Right.
So we'll see.
Well, we go through this every year. So it's not but it's good to see how the committee is thinking. But being Mr. I am DJ Double Dose, Mr. Lee Corso, Mr. I can't take nothing from that. All those things. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, look, and to your point about Tuck, where argue anything, people, we actually had a mini argument with Tuck, but he look, I gotta admit it again. He finally, just remember from the other night, Bernard, he finally didn't argue with me and Dave when he was fussing about his bio. And he was like,
I knew that. Yeah, I mean, that was a cell phone. I mean, I can't argue that part. That wasn't.
Tuck, you will argue something, even if you. That was the first in 3 years.
Oh, y'all done. That what you want? You can take it. I mean,
y'all done.
Gotta take that. Gotta take that one.
Okay, y'all done.
I guess.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna move it to it, man. We just want to come for a few minutes, man. Talk about these CFP rankings. And I mean, I'm sure, like Tuck said, had a chance to calm down, or not calm down, but to get the initial reaction out and just give a little bit about where we think we are and what's going to happen and where we're going to move forward from there. Anything, we got that. But Arian, what's up, man? Hey, fellas, what's happening? Good, what's good with your bro? What's happening with you? But all right, might as well just put it up on the screen so everybody can see it. I mean, I'm sure everybody done seen it by now, especially anybody that's tuning to this show. If you in there, man, make sure you drop this. This is an interactive show, so make sure y'all say how y'all feeling about it all. So don't just sit back and wait on us. So we about to get into it just for a minute. But here's the rankings. Here we got. All right. Y'all see it from 25 all the way up. It was some weird ones, even the top 20. That was a little bit, not even gonna call weird, but different. Kind of can see how the committee was going with some of the things they were thinking about. However, we got, I don't think number one was a shocker to anybody. I think number one was pretty much already sealed, done, whatever. Right. Got Georgia 1, Bama 2, Michigan State 3, and even Oregon 4. And then you got Ohio State, Cincinnati, then Michigan, then Oklahoma, then Wake Forest, and then Notre Dame as your top 10. A pretty fluent a pretty fluent top 25. But let's talk about it for a minute. Let's see what we got going on. Bruh. I don't even know what to say some days. I'm whoever want to start first, you go ahead and start. Oh, and answer that person's question. Dave is handling some personal business, so he's not with us tonight, but he will be.
I'll just say this, like you said, when you first saw it, like we all reacted, was like 2, but you get it. You understand that. I'm sure the logic part of it probably was, when they played A&M, they were unranked, but when they played Miami at one point in time, they was ranked. When they played Ole Miss, they was ranked, and whatever, if that's what you want to roll with. But I think that the egregious part to me was it wasn't so much that they're in the top 4. it's like if you're gonna put them up there with their resume, why are they 2? If you wanted to have them at 4, okay. If you're choosing between them and Oregon, okay, cool. I know Michigan State ain't a 6 and 9. We know that. But I mean, the truth is they do have a top 10 win that literally just happened on Saturday. I mean, we're not even going to get on, the other undefeated teams that that are undefeated and they're not. But even if you just want to stay in that lane right there, having them 2 over Michigan State, although we know it's going to work itself out, still kind of is a head scratcher to me.
Well, let me say this before Tuck goes. I had to take some time to really think about it when I was looking at it, and I think their biggest thing, they're not basing everything off of your top 10 win or your this and that and this. It's how they do it. Yeah. They do quality wins. Anything over 500 is a quote unquote quality win. That's what they consider a quality win. If your team, if you play that team, is over there's a quality win and there's a top 25 win, and then there's a top 10 win.
Okay.
So you have to add all those metrics up. As I was listening to some other people talking about it, it's like, okay, this metric, that metric, okay, this and that and then this. It's almost like they have combined the eye test, especially with Oklahoma, and some of those metrics to get to where they are right now. That's always a question. But always going to be the question is, what are they going to use to get to this particular point? So I guess that's kind of where they come from. Just listening to him after they was announced. I love to listen to when the what's the name have to talk, the person in charge to talk, where they are and how they feel about it. But I think a lot of it is very, 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 very fluid, except for one particular thing. But
because the eye test thing, when you threw it out there, it's like this is the true definition of it being subjective as hell. Like on one end, Oklahoma has been, as we've said from week to week, they have been skating by, getting through, doing what they're doing, and look where they are. They undefeated, but look where they are. At the same time, you take somebody like Alabama, who a lot of folks didn't like the way they looked against Florida. A lot of people came away from that game and was like, I don't know. And then you go and Texas A&M unranked, and you take that L. And it's like, yeah, it took a lot for Texas A&M to get that W, but it's just like you look at their eye test and then you take somebody like Oklahoma's eye test, and it's just like, okay.
I know why they got Oklahoma that way. I mean, I can see that now after thinking about it. It ain't so much the zero by that name.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they ain't look great. They have not looked great.
Go ahead, Tuck. I know you itching. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm itching. Yeah, very much so. I'm itching like I got poison oak. Check this out. You're moving goalposts, putting Alabama at number 2. That's all I'm gonna say. You're moving goalposts. This is why I say this. You might as well put Texas A&M at number 2. If that's the case, they got better wins than Alabama do. Tennessee struggled. They struggled to get to Tennessee. Oh, my bad. Now we'll put Mississippi State at number 2. They got more top 20 wins than Alabama does currently.
Oh God, there he go.
So if we're going to move goalposts for Alabama, we got to move goalposts for everybody. Now, I'm not saying that in retrospect that Alabama should not be in the top 4.
Right.
They should be in the top 4. They should be number 4.
Right. They shouldn't be 2.
For the reason that guy came out and what he said, I was like 1 and 2, and then what did he say about number 2?
He said 1 and 2 was pretty. He said 1, of course. He said 2 was pretty much unanimous and consensus. Excuse me, 2 was pretty much a consensus, but 3 through 9 was their struggle.
That is terrible.
That's terrible.
Oklahoma has struggled, yes, given the fact they have struggled, but
they won every single one.
And then overall, and then okay, so we're gonna grade Alabama just because they beat an Ole Miss team that was number 13.
That's and the Miami team that was ranked at the beginning of the season.
Oh, I mean,
they was ranked when they played the first week.
Yeah, that was ranked when they played. But I'm trying to figure out because they got Cincinnati who beat Notre Dame and they have not looked good. I mean, the last 2 or 3 weeks, yes, they haven't looked good, but Alabama has not looked great either. They haven't looked invincible. They were struggling with Tennessee at the half.
But I mean, I guess it really depends on it really depends on not what we look at. It depends on really what the committee. So my biggest thing when the rankings come out, I always try to get into the mind of the committee of what they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I'm saying? Like what are they seeing? That's the big thing about it. But as it always happens when we do these things, they always kind of work themselves out. I think the biggest travesty to me is the biggest problem when you talk about like a group of 5 member like a Cincinnati is that we tell them to schedule these people and they have them on this schedule. Mm-hmm. But the problem with that is that if they schedule these guys and these guys are not great, okay, Indiana, like
Indiana's not what they were, not what they were from last year,
right? So if we got the Indiana from last year and they beat them, we got a different conversation. So I guess that's where my biggest issue is that like what we doing is kind of like they're giving their initial thoughts and what they have seen, and it's going to kind of adjust from there.
But do we have a different conversation? Do we? If they beat, let's say if Indiana is decent and they're in the top 25, do we have a different conversation?
I think if you beat Indiana and you beat Notre Dame, this was the thing beforehand. You beat Indiana, you beat Notre Dame because you can't control this is where being a group of 5, it kind of works against them because you can't control your strength of schedule with some of these other guys on there.
True.
So it's like, is the conversation different? Probably. Maybe not top 4 different, but the conversation will be different. They beat 2 basically top 25 teams because everything in this is just perception.
Correct, but in the same if we're staying in the same thing, let's say they do, if Indiana is decent, and these are all ifs, and we know about ifs. If Indiana is decent and they're in the top 25, they still have more wins than Alabama. They was.
I know you. I understand you focused on them, but I'm gonna say it like this: it's like anything else. Alabama and Ohio State have always had a bias ever since this playoff has come off.
Okay. Yes,
I mean that's just
and it's still rolling, and that's the thing about it. You look at it like now, and it's just like, I mean, if people want to go back and forth about the Cincinnati thing, I think we all we would like for Cincinnati to go undefeated and possibly make it because it'll be the group of 5 in there, they get a chance, whatever. But it's still the fact that there are blue bloods that are undefeated, and you still got these people at number 2.
Yes.
And I think that's more so the thing is it's not even so much about. It's not even and then when you talk about Ohio State, even if you want to go there, scratch Oklahoma. Let's scratch them for a second.
Okay.
Ohio State's loss
to Oregon
is to the number 14.
Yes.
Their one loss is
impressive.
Is impressive versus Alabama losing to an unranked.
Well, we can't say unranked team, but they're not unranked no more. We cannot say unranked.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're ranked now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I don't think you can say unranked because of the fact that if we're going to count it when they lose,
right? Exactly.
If we count it when they're like a top 15 when they win, then we got to count it when you got to count it both ways. But like I said before, I think it's eye test with them with this committee this year. I think it's a lot of eye tests and a lot of where you are, and I think they're comparing each individual one because how many of you have really sat down outside the Ohio State game and watched the game with Oregon?
We watched the UCLA one.
Yeah,
we definitely watched that one.
You watched the UCLA.
So what do you see that being a top 4 team in the initial ranking over any? I'll put it like this: over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Do you see Oregon being with their resume? As we know, it's resume season, as they call it.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If we're like I said, if we're going to grade off of what that guy said during where Cincinnati should be over Oregon. I mean, that Cincinnati should be over Oregon. I mean, I don't have a problem with Michigan State being in the top 4 because they do look very impressive. I mean, they did. But and like Aaron said, this is the first initial poll. But the first initial poll for a non-power 5 like Cincinnati starting off at 6 is not a good thing because you got look at all the other teams. Oklahoma has ranked teams to play. Wake Forest has ranked teams to play. Notre Dame has ranked teams to play.
Let me put it back up.
Okay, let's see. Oklahoma State has ranked team 12. Baylor, Auburn. Take everybody from all the way to the top 25. I mean, except for probably like San Diego State. Everybody else has a team to play that can bump them up.
Well, here's my question. And research department, I need a schedule. I need an Ohio State schedule. Do Ohio State and Michigan State play?
Yes.
Okay, so, I know that. We looked at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we already know Michigan and Michigan State play, right?
Oh, so well, Ohio State and Michigan got to play.
Yeah. We know that. We knew that before. Right. You know, they all in the same division, so now they're gonna play. So, who does Oregon have left on their schedule that's gonna be the challenger for them?
Nobody. They have no more ranked teams.
Research department. Who Oregon got left on their schedule?
I got you. Hold on.
Because they're in the Pac-12. Do you see a Pac-12? I don't see a Pac-12 team in the top.
They are
the only hope. They are the only hope.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. We talk about, we do this every year. We do overreact.
Well, I tell you since I got it up. Washington State, Utah, and Oregon State. That's what they got left.
Trash.
That's what they got. Trash word again.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
and to Tuck's point, ain't none of them ranked.
Ain't nobody ranked. In Cincinnati, we know Cincinnati don't have a ranked team to play. Cincinnati is it. We all talked, like you said at the beginning, about Cincinnati and scheduling. Cincinnati has nothing to play for no more. That's it. I mean, if they was in the top 4 or maybe number 2, then they could let they had to do the eye test and blow everybody out by 85 to 15.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Let me just add on to that right there. My question to you is this: if some of this start happening, okay, let's just say Michigan State, let's just say Ohio State beat Michigan State, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say Michigan beat Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't see, with them being at 6, you don't see any path for them to be 4.
Zero path, because the thing is, you're going to have all those other teams like Michigan. Let's say if Michigan does beat Ohio State, they have a better win in Cincinnati. Let's say if Ohio State beats Michigan State, and then they got to play a Rudy Poot in the Big Ten, they're in. That's it. The Big Ten is going to get a team in no matter what it goes. You got 3 teams in the top 7 right there. You got Michigan State, Ohio State, and Michigan. They'll be in the top 3. Okay, so there's no way they can get in. Then you got Oregon right here. They don't play nobody, so Oregon has to hope they don't lose another game.
But we know how that goes.
We know how Oregon is.
We know exactly how. We had already said it when they got the loss. We was like, there you go.
Okay, so then you go. So then you got Georgia and Alabama up there. If Alabama runs the table and they lose a game, you gonna keep if Alabama loses to Georgia, you gonna jump Alabama over Cincinnati? No.
Hell, the way they beat Georgia, they put them on shit. The way they done did, the way this look. Hell.
So if Georgia loses to Alabama this championship game,
stop your bias, Ben. Stop you. Calm down.
They got them too. If they got them
calm
too,
down.
They got them
calm
too
down.
for no reason. If they beat the number 1 team, you think they won't jump them?
Exactly. So
no. I'm with you on that.
Then you got Georgia. Let's say if Georgia loses, they're gonna drop as far. If the Georgia loses to Alabama,
they'll drop to 4 probably.
Drop to 2. You lost to the number 2 team. That's all they're gonna do. If you're going by eye test, and that's particularly all you're doing, it's a close game between Georgia and Alabama. Those are 2 best teams.
Well,
you're gonna drop on 1. That's it.
Your video went out to if you didn't know that,
but like, what path do Cincinnati has, bro?
And I guess that's the question. This may rock sense of comment and make them feel the way they have. Okay, we're gonna get back to it. I mean, really, what's going to happen is we're going to have some things that's not chalk. And the one thing that I've said all year long, y'all know I have said this 6 bazillion times. Mm-hmm. I said it before the season started. I said it the week that started. It was that this was going to be a year where you cannot predict. It's going to be unpredictable because of several different factors. And I think it's held up to form so far about that part of it. However, so what you're going to need is this. If you put most deserving right now, and I want people in the comments to say it. In the comments, who are your most deserving for? But before we get there, I mean, I think Arian said something about join a P5 conference. It's not that simple.
It's not their fault. I mean,
right.
Because let's evaluate the P5 conferences. You got hell, when was the last time Pac-12 had someone in there? It's been 5 years.
Washington, they made it.
When they had
Washington.
When they had Nike jerseys. That's what last time that was.
Who was in it outside the Big Ten, outside of Ohio State?
Nobody.
Okay. Outside of
Michigan.
Michigan. Nope.
No,
not Michigan State.
Michigan State was in there with Izzo.
Yeah, that was gonna say
Izzo. D'Antoni. What that name? Yeah.
Then what? Then what you gonna do? That's what I'm saying. Like, and then now we got these conferences where all these conferences are just a trickle down effect that they're just adding more and more and more, which is the reason my argument has always been for 8 or 16 because of situations like this. It's like we're talking about 4. Well, talking about 4 when you got 5 P5 conferences and you have people in that same conference sometimes that are more deserving.
Precisely. And then Aaron, you talking about it's a P5 playoff, but then don't tell Cincinnati to go play Notre Dame. Don't tell Cincinnati to go play Indiana. Don't tell Cincinnati to go play teams. That's not fair.
And I think that's my point. Like at this point, if this is what you're gonna do, just go ahead and just keep it a buck with them. We ain't gonna let y'all in. If you're not in the Power 5, we're not gonna let you in. Just gonna keep it real because all of this stuff that you're doing right now. Now, we could be having this argument that Cincinnati mess around and lose Saturday, then it all will be for naught. But my point is, basically, what you telling these folks is, if they go undefeated, it still ain't gonna matter.
It don't matter. You're playing for shits and giggles. That's all you're playing.
That's all you playing for.
Let me add this to it. And see, the problem is, and Arian, I understand what you're saying about the P5 conference and all that kind of stuff like that. Here's the problem with all that, though. Here's the problem with that is, in the end, you're basically telling these people what you do don't matter. But you take someone, I'll use Auburn. Y'all know, y'all know who I'm cheering for. Ain't no big deal. But here's the thing about it. If Auburn beat Alabama,
all of this don't matter.
No. What I'm saying is if Auburn beat Alabama, then, of course, they're going to move up. If they don't lose Saturday, which at this point, they probably will. But bottom line is they're going to move up because of the fact they played Alabama. But if you're going to tell a group of 5 member that, then what's their purpose of doing it? Then say we're going to do a group of 5 playoff. But no, we need to go ahead. My problem is it's so retroactive. Everything is so damn retroactive. Like, okay, now we need to think about doing 8 or 12, or it'll be implemented in 2026. Well, damn, dude. What about the teams that's doing it now? Are they just going to continue to get screwed? We say we want this in every sport, in everything of football, every damn level of football. We have some type of damn playoff.
Yep.
And I told you, we have never had in Division I, bowl subdivision, we have never had a system that was quote unquote fair.
Right.
It's always going to favor the boys. It's always going to favor the one with the money, which is fine. There's no issue with that. I'm just saying that why are we pumping this team up when everybody got them in the top 4 except for them 13 fools that's in their room in there?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like every poll got it. Even the coach, the people that's on the field, the coaches, everybody has.
They know these guys play good football, and
but then here y'all come. We're gonna. Matter of fact, we're gonna throw them. Not only are they not in the top 4, we're gonna put them even further back
in the top 6. I mean,
like what the
let me ask this question. Let me ask the question to the people that's in the comments. I understand that Cincinnati has struggled, and I get this, and I get all that. And I understand. And Sean, you are 100% right. Sean said something about the logo. Renard, they're looking at the logo on the helmet rather than play on the field. Now, look, bruh, you know I am the number one proponent of it. Me and David and really everybody on here is about, I get it. I get what you're saying. Nobody's saying that Cincinnati is on the class level of a Georgia or Alabama. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that why rank them then? Why put them in that thing if you're not going to give them an opportunity to get there? Like everybody up there ain't had no struggle win.
And to your point, and they've done, to your point, Renard, they've done everything you asked of them. They beat Indiana. They beat Notre Dame
on the road.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they beat the.
They wasn't in their house.
They beat the teams that were, whatever. They beat those teams. I mean, that's all we can ask them to do is to play those games and win. And they did. And Notre Dame is still hanging out there, still in the top 10.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say was be good. Probably got the even Cincinnati, the most realistic list that I would have accepted. Well, except for Ohio State, I would not have put Ohio State in the top 4. But I would have put.
I think that's be good too, team, ain't it?
No, he'll Louisiana, LSU.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, be good. I apologize.
So, except for Ohio State, I don't agree with Ohio State. Well, Ohio State, they should have put Cincinnati in. That's pretty much it. If Cincinnati was 3, Bama was 4, I would not have had a problem with that.
Me either.
The thing is, you have no room for, like I said, Cincinnati had no room. And again, to Aaron's point, where he said we really think we're gonna schedule 2 games to boost their strength schedule. Look at Wake Forest. Nobody's in the ACC no more. Who do they have left that can boost theirs?
I mean, they won't be ranked when they play them?
Yeah,
unless somehow they get down, in 24, 25.
But
I mean, other than that, they won't be ranked.
But there's nobody to push them up. I mean, no, exactly. Wake Forest is not moving up. They're going to be undefeated if they run the table. They'll be undefeated, but they'll be a Power 5, so they're not going to be in the playoffs. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I will say this. Let me add this to this whole conversation because I think this is a great discussion. Here's the thing about it, and it's where I kind of lost my train of thought a second ago. Was we've been doing, I'm just going to use Power 5, Division 1, FBS, whatever, for all these years. Okay. We have gone from some idiots voting on a poll to determine a national champion. We've gone from, all this and all that. We've gone to the 80s where this team and that team going to match up in this bowl game. And number 1 is going to play number 7, even though number 1 and number 2 should play, but to determine a champion. We have never had a great way to determine a champion. Then we went to that, and then we went to the BCS. Now we're going from the BCS to now we got the playoff. And now we're talking the playoff. Now we got to have it expanded. Now we got to just do that. Now, I'm not saying Cincinnati going to win a national championship by any stretch of the imagination. Because I tell you, I watch Cincinnati like y'all watch them. But my thing is that it's the politics and it's the positioning behind it that gets certain teams in certain areas. And then y'all wonder why nobody respects those teams. Because we don't respect them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't respect them.
Nope.
Whether it's UCF or whether it's any of those other teams, like we don't respect them because, like Sean said, we look at the helmet. We don't break down film on these guys. I mean, I'm talking about the average fan. They don't break down film on these guys. They don't do that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, bottom line is, man, this is a money thing. It always has. It always will be. I love it. I love college football. Y'all know how much I love college football. But like this uproar of like this team is not this team like that. Like Arian said, though, you might well just stay with the Power 5 until somebody come up in there that's gonna lay that wood and make it to where it's gonna be a big enough show,
right,
to give everybody what they need. That's just it.
Like I said, it's week 1.
and I think and if we get away from that piece of the conversation, I guess because I know Kurt said this on the broadcast,
right?
It's gonna all work itself out.
It will.
It's definitely gonna all work because, like you said, if Alabama mess around and go down to Auburn and take that L, all of this that we talking about don't matter because they'll have 2 losses and they'll be floating on in the wind. Yeah. Same with Oregon. They mess around here and do what they've done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They gone.
And I guess that's the mindset that I'm trying to break. And I get it. Right. I get it. But I told you, man, like this year has been so unpredictable, and it's going to continue to be unpredictable this year because that's going to be the great thing about it that we continue to love. I want to hear from some people in your comments. We got some right here. Please drop some more how y'all feel up. Huh?
Put Troy's the last one he put. Put that one up. It's the same team. They're both of those guys are the same team, same coaching staff. Nothing changed. Got a little stronger. There's no difference between last year and this year.
Well, so Marcus Freeman is gone.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, that matters, but I see what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that's the difference in the whole thing. I'm just saying that, like, if we're looking for differences,
that's a big difference. And Dave, Dabo Jr., Cincinnati can't move up. That's
what we're talking about. I don't know how they're going to move up. Can anybody give me a pathway for Cincinnati to move up? Type it in the comments. If anybody got a pathway for Cincinnati to move up, if they continue to play the show like they're doing right now, I'm going to say no. By no shape, form, or manner.
It's a crazy path. I mean, but it's a possible one. You get Alabama to lose, Oregon go ahead and take their L.
Let me put it back up again.
and then Ohio State mess around there and lose to Michigan.
I mean, I'm good at that.
If you go that route, then yeah, I mean, because now we done eliminated.
Okay, so
we done eliminated 3 of the 1-loss teams.
Okay,
they all got 2 losses now.
I'm great at being devil's advocate. So let me see what we can do here. All right, so
you just the devil.
That's rude. But okay, so
on this subject, sir.
All right, so we can have, let's say, does Penn State play Michigan State?
Got to. They all in the same division, ain't they?
They're on the same side. They should be.
So, but has Penn State played Michigan State yet?
I don't think so.
No, they have. No, I know they haven't. No.
So this is what have to happen. All right, Penn State beats Michigan State. Boom, there go one. Michigan then beats Ohio State. Boom, there goes another one. Then then Penn State turns around and beat Michigan again. Boom, that's all. That's all your Big Ten. That takes care of everybody in the Big Ten.
We cannot forget. I'm sorry, Tuck. I am not interrupting. I'm just adding to your point.
Yeah,
we can't sit down here and not forget about the Big 12.
Right, exactly.
I know.
Yeah. So that's what. All right, so Oklahoma should be in the 3, and then Cincinnati might have moved up a little bit, but at that time, also Auburn would have played Texas A&M. Auburn would have beaten Texas, 14 ranked Texas A&M, and a ranked number 2 Alabama, in all those times. So you mean tell me they're gonna not go up above Cincinnati after being the 13 and the number 2 team? Don't think so. Let's see what else we got here. We also got Minnesota just lurking around.
They on the other side, so they're gonna meet somebody in the Big Ten championship
in the Big Ten championship game, so they can sneak up on somebody. Okay. Let's look at Big 12. Then you got Baylor. Baylor has to play Oklahoma State. No, is that right? No, Oklahoma State has to play Oklahoma.
The Big 12 is backloaded. All their big games are at the end.
Billum is at the very end. Like that's the very last game. On the schedule.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
when people say like, "Oh yeah, we going into the last month of the season," like I had this person. I ain't gonna say no name. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, and he just basically said like, "When you keep talking about," I was like, "There is no absolutes right now. Just because it's November doesn't mean there's an absolute. Like that's you see all this we talking about. We've been talking about for 30 minutes. That's because all this stuff can still happen."
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a week by week kind of thing for a lot of this stuff.
Right. So there's no. I mean, as far as a lot of stuff could happen, but shit, you can almost make a damn argument for Mississippi State. Like I told y'all the first beginning of the show.
Look. Now we've been on too long. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But however, while we got everybody here, man, we appreciate all y'all. We need everybody on this live to make sure you should like and subscribe to YouTube. We're going to be moving probably exclusively to YouTube for 95% of our content because the YouTube format is better for us. It helps us expand. It helps us grow so we can continue to bring y'all great content and do things like that. Continue to bring us some more great guests. I thought I got a text from John tonight, but I'll hit him back and see if that was him or not. But we need y'all definitely go to dslpodcast.com where you can get your merch. Your boy got the merch on, got one of the sweatshirts on tonight. And you can watch all our episodes there, everything. The DSF After Dark that y'all love so much on Saturday night, the instant reaction is there. This past Saturday was not gonna happen, but hopefully maybe this Saturday night it's gonna happen. But before we leave, what's your final? What's your thing about the top 4? Who would you replace right now? Just for right now.
Out of top 4,
yeah,
I'll probably replace. I'll probably place Michigan State though. I mean, I probably would play. Like I said, Cincinnati. It's tough, but I probably would replace Michigan State. Move. I'll put Michigan State at number. You know what? This is what I do. I'll do Georgia. I would do Cincinnati.
I didn't think this damn answer was going to be that complicated.
I know, it is kind of complicated, but I do.
It ain't that complicated.
It's really not. It's really not being. It's really not.
I would do like mine gonna be real simple and quick.
I would do Georgia. Well,
I said quick, and he's still going.
I'm taking up beans time.
That's that Coosa County math.
I would take Georgia number 1, Cincinnati number 2, Bama number 3, and then Michigan State number 4. That's what I do.
So that means you taking out.
Who am I taking out?
You gotta take somebody out. That was the question.
I know. I can't remember.
Taking out Oregon. You taking out Oregon.
You taking out Oregon.
Yeah, taking out Oregon. Yeah.
We'll talk about Oregon more on Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
So Ben, what you think? Just give me one team you want to take out so we can get up out of here real quick.
Go ahead and take Alabama out for me and put them at 5, and you can go ahead and plug in Ohio State. Because if you're telling me they only loss is to the number 4 team, sorry.
Okay. I'm with you. I mean, I understand.
I'm sorry.
This is what makes this stuff great, man. Right. This is what makes it great. If nothing else, man, y'all join us Thursday for our prediction show. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. You can get more content, man. We're really close to passing a plateau with YouTube. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And 1,000 subscribers, man, we got a lot going on. But we also have contests going on. Y'all want to win some money? Get some people to sign up. That contest will be released soon. Yeah. DSLpodcast.com. What I'm talking about, man. Y'all don't want to win no money. Y'all want to win no C-note. Maybe 150, maybe 200. You never know what we're going to do. But sign up on YouTube, like and subscribe. If nothing else, man, we'll see y'all Thursday, man, for the prediction show live. You never know who might be in the building. You know it's our fun show of the week, man. We love and appreciate each and every one of y'all, but make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube for us. Appreciate you.
It's gonna be so much fun tomorrow. Thursday. It's gonna be so much fun.
Why is it gonna be fun on Thursday?
Because I'm 38. And next year, last year I was 37.
Oh, when your birthday?
Oh, July 28th.
But I'm about to say your birthday ain't this week.
What the hell?
Like me. I'm like,
what the hell are we talking about?
Like me.
But here it is, because last year I was 37, right? So if you take that 3 and you put that dash between that 3 and that 7, stay tuned, people.
Hold on. So what you trying to say is
I had 2 bad weeks.
It's about this.
You know what I'm saying? I had bro, I'm literally 3 wins behind you. You making it seem like I'm just getting the dumps.
No.
That 70% looks strong up there, though.
No.
That 70% do look strong.
Hey, let me say something. Let's not do that because you messed my skit. You messed my win. You're not.
You know, Renard. I got the sheet where we was all even, and then we gonna go from there.
And then
check it out. As long as I'm still number 1, I don't give a damn behind me.
That was it. Renard is number 1. But I'm only,
you won. Yeah, you won.
I'm 3 games behind Renard. But the whole thing is, you're not 3 games behind me. You're like 5 games behind me, and then that's a discount.
Anyway, we gonna settle this.
We got 4 more weeks. We got 4 more weeks, sir.
You better hope.
Tell you, man. Hey, y'all know the old saying. They remember you for what you do in November. So let's get it done. Chill out. DSLpodcast.com. You can get your merch there. You can get our bios there. People all the time texting me about interesting stuff. That was kind of weird that people was actually reading it. But I'm glad you're reading it. Sign up, like and subscribe on YouTube. YouTube contest coming. Details coming soon. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what to do, man. No, Way Forward's love. We did talk about Way Forward, Dave.
No.
Anyway, hold on. No. We'll see y'all. Look, we'll see y'all Thursday night.
Way Forward's love. That's slow, man.
Anyway.
Ain't got no service in South Carolina.
Anyway, can we go? We out. We'll see y'all Thursday, man. Live prediction show. Be looking for the details. Like, subscribe on YouTube. Go do it. We'll be there slowly and only soon.
Soon.